Hello, my name is Simony. I'm with IUP's Alcohol, Tobacco, and Other Drugs program, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some information about sleep hygiene, or ways to promote better sleep. The first thing to keep in mind is that it's normal for falling asleep to take varying amounts of time, but there are also natural ways to make it easier. One large way is to establish a bedtime routine. Several components may include keeping your bedroom cool and dark, ensuring that there are only associations between your bed and activities such as sleep and sex rather than activities such as eating or doing schoolwork. In addition, we want to avoid caffeine from 3 p.m. on, as well as avoid looking at screens and exposing ourselves to blue light at least an hour, if not more, before you want to fall asleep. Also, please try to go to bed rather than falling asleep on the couch or at your desk or wherever you are. It's really important, again, to help our brains associate our beds with sleeping. If in the night you find yourself waking and unable to fall back asleep, it's important to avoid the tossing and turning and just to get up and move around. Of course, avoiding screens. But the more you do this, the more tired you're going to become, and then you're going to be ready to go back to bed where you will fall asleep. Please do consult a sleep specialist if you are waking up frequently and these sort of natural remedies don't work for you after at least 2 weeks of consistent practice. While a lot of people associate themselves or self identify as a morning person or a night person, it's important to keep in mind that we can actually train ourselves to wake and sleep at different times, depending on the amount of light and darkness we allow in our bedrooms. So, if we expose ourselves to more natural light in the early morning, for example, this will signal to our bodies to release melatonin, a sleep hormone, earlier in the evening, and you will therefore begin to wake up earlier and fall asleep earlier. The same can be done if you want to start going to bed later and sleeping in later. It's important to get age appropriate rest. So, for most of us here at IUP, we will probably fall into the 7 to 9 hour range of hours of sleep needed. And it's important to work hard to get your recommended number of hours because people who are experiencing sleep deprivation, which is usually defined as less than 4 hours of sleep per night, tend to perform worse on tests of cognitive ability. So you will likely um, do more poorly at school when you are not getting as much rest. And also just in general life, we function at our best when we are well rested. In this vein, I encourage you to focus on weekly rather than nightly sleep. Sometimes we do have things that come up that cause us to lose sleep, maybe a project or something. However, do keep in mind that you can sleep in or go to bed earlier the next day and sort of catch up on those lost hours. As far as insomnia, which is usually defined as having trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up, it's important to work against overcompensating for the lack of sleep by doing things like napping, going to bed earlier, or sleeping in. Instead, we want to wait for insomnia to naturally resolve as the urge to sleep builds and we become more tired. It can be helpful to try something like a sleep tracking app to monitor when you are sleeping and waking up. Um, in addition, please do not take melatonin supplements as much as it may be tempting. They can actually cause your body more confusion and disruption in your sleep cycle. So, if you are interested in some sort of sleep aid like melatonin, please consult a doctor to figure out what dosage is appropriate for you, as well as when you should take it, because that's really important. In addition, consult a doctor if your insomnia does not improve after trying to regulate your sleep cycles and do these natural insomnia remedies um, and it's still persisting after at least 2 weeks. Finally, let's talk about naps. They can either go really poorly or really well. In order to get the most out of your nap, please try to do it in between lunchtime and 3 p.m. In addition, the ideal nap is between 15 and 20 minutes long. If you're interested in learning more about sleep hygiene, um, you can find more information from the New Science of Sleep article from Psychology Today. That's where all of this information came from. It's actually available from the IUP online article databases, so you can find it there. You can also find us on social media. You can contact us over the phone, over email, or look for ATOD under student wellness on IUP's website. I hope you have a wonderful day and sleep well.